Hey, we're on live on air here with Hangar 18, episode number 24. And who'd have thought we'd have made it to 24? And I know. We even had we had one screw up episode and one lost episode. So last week.
Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah, right. Thanks a lot, YouTube. Last week was about punk metal.
Yeah.
And we had a very special guest that time. And this week is about new wave of British heavy metal. We got a special guest this time. It was his idea. So James, thanks a lot for the idea there, because we were running out of ideas.
No worries.
So yeah, with me as always is the Spock to my Kirk, the Southern panty dropper baritone, Dreadwind.
Yes, yes. Hello.
All right. And like I said, special guest this week, we have James here, power metal and new wave of British heavy metal aficionado. Now's where you say, hey.
Straight. Let's get started.
All right, cool. Okay. All right.
He's ready to go.
Should have prodded you a little too quick. All right. So what we do is we start out every week, as always, with heavy metal news. And I'm going to go first because I'm awesome. And this week, and I hope Dreadwind didn't steal my goddamn idea like he usually does. But there's a band called Obituary from Tampa, Florida. And Dreadwind and I think Dreadwind's a fan of them. I know I'm a fan of them. Right? They're death metal.
Yeah,
and
cool.
we were a couple weeks ago, we were listening to their song Violence, and they have a great animated video for their song Violence. Just amazing animation.
Yes.
And it was animated by an animator called Blazes Groof. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's Hungarian. But anyway, they're going to do another animated video, and it's going to be for 10,000 Ways to Die. And according to the band, they say, and I quote, "We are so stoked about the new 10,000 Ways to Die video. We knew even while making the Violence video from the Inked and Blood release that there will be a continuation video to follow. It just goes to show once again that this band is not afraid to have a good time and laugh at ourselves." So, and I don't know if you've ever seen the video for Violence, but you should immediately YouTube it right after this, after you listen to this, obviously, because it's fucking, it's hilarious. I mean, it is great. And that is my heavy metal news. What do you have for us, Dreadwind?
Well, a while back we mentioned Floor Jansen and lead singer of Nightwish. And
I just want to say really quick that if she was in a porno, the porno name could be "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor."
Yeah, I think we actually said that too.
Damn it!
And,
all right.
I don't remember what the deal. I remember she had said something. She had made some sort of comment that we kind of ripped on her about, right?
Yeah, you're right. It was something calling some band like not metal enough or something.
Something, yeah, and I don't remember what it is now. And so I guess to make up for that, I'm gonna bring some good news about Floor Jansen. Let's see. Today is the 17th. So 2 days ago, on the Ides of March 15th, Floor Jansen gave birth to her daughter. And her daughter's, this is the cool part, her daughter's name is Freya.
Oh, sweet.
And she's also she also happens to be married to the drummer from Sabaton, whose name escapes me at the moment.
Oh yeah. Probably like Claudius Imperius Marcus Aurelius III or something like that.
Fjornsen or something. Yeah.
Right. No guys, right. But that's pretty awesome. Yeah. She named it Freya.
Yeah,
they have it on Friday, right?
I know, right? But but still, it's still cool because it was the Ides of March.
I agree. That is awesome. It's the Ides of March. Okay, good. All right. So what do you have for us there, James?
Well, since March, apparently, Judas Priest has been in the studio recording an album with producer Tom Allom. Do you guys know Tom Allom?
I've not heard that name. Who's in the studio?
The Judas Priest.
Oh, Judas Priest. Okay, that part got cut out or something.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear you say that.
Sorry, it's probably my internet.
Okay.
But Tom Allom helped produce "Ram It Down," which was Judas Priest album from 1988.
Also another good.
And he's also worked. He's also worked with Black Sabbath and Def Leppard before, so I guess we got something to look forward to.
Oh yeah, I mean, those
especially if Redeemer of Souls was any indication.
That's some pretty good references right there. You know, I work with Black Sabbath and Def Leppard and Judas Priest, and that's saying something.
That's pretty much a drop. Yeah.
All right. Okay, well that does it for our heavy metal news. Badass as it was. And I gotta say, right before we start on to our song reviews, this is probably one of our better song lists we've ever had.
Absolutely.
I mean, we had some really good ones on this list. I mean, it's mostly because of me. I'm just saying, but
I think the lowest score I have on here, spoiler alert, is like 7.5.
Yeah, me too. I think 7.5 is my lowest score too. So, all right, let's dive right into it here with the first band, a great band and like the quintessential new wave British heavy metal band. And obviously, if we didn't have this on this show, it would be a crime. Diamond Head, right? Okay, Diamond Head with Am I Evil? Okay, come on. First of all, if you have even like casually into metal and you've listened to Metallica at all, you have to know Am I Evil? I mean, like it's their live staple that they play. I mean, it's like they're gonna play that in one on every fucking concert, right? So the band was formed in 1976 in Stourbridge, England. And this is from their debut album from 1980, Lightning to the Nations, which is a great name for an album. Lightning to the Nations, I love that. My notes about it are it has the iconic opening riff with guitars and drums, which is actually based on Gustav Holst's symphony. It's called Mars, Bringer of War, that was out in 1914. If you listen to that song, you can definitely tell where Am I Evil came from, because it's right in there. That part that's like dent, that's right in there. Great lyrics.
That's a great song too. I mean, yeah.
The Bringer of War. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Great lyrics. Masterful tempo changes. The main riff, it hits you right in the gut when it finally comes in. It's just that it's just badass.
Do that again.
I mean, come on. Metallica's covered it. Faith No More's covered it. They said that the song was influenced by Black Sabbath's Symptom of the Universe, which is like something, that's pretty great inspiration to get a song, right? It was also featured on Guitar Hero, and it was featured on Brutal Legend, the game, which was a great game, by the way. If you're into heavy metal and video games, that's the game.
Oh, hell yeah. Brutal Legend's kick ass.
Yeah, definitely an awesome game. And it was also in the film Halloween 2, the 2009 version. So not many people like that, but what have you. But it was also in that. And as for rating, I give it a 10. We'll go to Dreadwind first here. Go ahead.
Yeah, like you said, it's got an epic opening, and it just sounds ominous when it starts off,
Right.
And I know this came out in 1980, but if I have my facts correct, if I'm remembering right, I want to say that these guys actually had this album recorded a couple years before that, and they were having trouble getting it released because the original record company that they signed with tanked. So I want to say this song was actually recorded in 77 or somewhere around there.
That's possible. I mean, 4 years between forming and your debut album seems like a long time.
Right, and they were going, like I said, they had an album, a record contract, and they were going to release it, but the record company tanked, and then they kind of had to do it on their own. So so there's that.
The dog liked it.
Did you release the album?
Yeah, I know, right? I'll tell you what. Let James go, and I'll be right back. How's that?
All right, James, go ahead.
He's gonna go stop them from mauling the neighbors. But I don't really have a lot to say that wasn't already said. It's fucking Diamond Head. I give it 8 diamonds out of 10.
10 out of 10. All right.
No, I said 8 diamonds out of 10.
All we got to do now is hope that fucking Dreadwind doesn't bring us down like he's prone to do.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Are you back? I mean, no, Dreadwind is a great guy.
I'm back.
Go ahead.
What? What was that?
We were just talking shit about you while you're gone. No big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I figured. I'll listen to it in a minute.
Deepest, darkest fears and all that great stuff.
Go ahead, Dreadwind.
That's okay. I'll know what's going to happen in a little bit when I listen to it again. So, Anyway, yeah, it starts off with that killer riff, and it just makes you want to want to headbang into it. It's got outstanding guitar work, especially for the time that it came out, like we were talking about, late 70s. The solo just absolutely smokes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he just kills it on the solo. And all the tempo change is just perfect. It's a great song. I give it a 9.5 only because I like the Metallica version slightly better than this one.
Now, see what I said? We're going to have triple tens, but you had to bring us down.
Yeah.
All right. That's all right. That averages out to like a 9.85 or something, so that's pretty good. All right. Our next band, little known band from London, formed in 1975, Motorhead. So, and obviously, if you don't know Motorhead, like, turn this podcast off because they're Motorhead. They're fucking like the cornerstone of metal, right? A cornerstone of metal. Anyway, the song is called Overkill, and it's the title track to their 1979 album. And about this song, badass drum with a double bass and bass opening that flies off the handle at about 100 miles an hour, like right off the rip. Lemmy's vocals are awesome. This is quintessential Lemmy right here. He's got that like scratchy, I smoked 900 packs of cigarettes this morning voice going for him. It's got great lyrics. And apparently Overkill was the last song Motorhead ever played live. Which is, unfortunate, obviously, that, R.I.P. Lemmy, because icon of heavy metal then. The song was featured in the video games SSX on Tour and Guitar Hero World Tour. It's been covered by Metallica. It's been covered by, ironically enough, the band Overkill, which I didn't know this, but that's where they got their name, was from this album. So
that was one of my notes. Was I really wished that Overkill would do a song called Motorhead.
No, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
No wonder we keep you around. That's a fucking brilliant idea.
Yeah.
All right. It's also been covered by Gravedigger, which Gravedigger, I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they're kind of hit or miss. Some of their songs are great. Some of them sound like the lead singer has got his balls in a clamp, but they're an okay band. The Big Four did it live in 2014 at Yankee Stadium. It's Overkill by Motorhead. Amazing song. I give it a 10. Another 10 from me. 2 in a row. Let's go to James first on Overkill. Go ahead.
All right. It's fucking Motorhead.
Right.
So, yeah, like, this was the title track for their second studio album, I think. The first one was more punk. This is where they actually started to get more into the metal side of things. It's fucking awesome. It's one of my favorite Motorhead songs. I'd easily give it a 10.
All right.
Oh.
Look at that, 2 10s.
Yeah.
Pressure's on you.
I know, right?
It's Motorhead. You can't. It's Motorhead. You legally cannot give it anything lower than a 10.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. You know, if you give it something less than a 10, Lemmy will come out from his grave and like fucking smother you with his like face corn puffs.
That is like the Cocoa Puff just comes out and attacks you.
Right? Yeah.
That is absolutely disgusting.
Go ahead, Dreadwin.
Okay, yeah, it's got cool drum intros. This is a classic Motorhead sound, and a lot of people don't classify Motorhead as even heavy metal. They're almost like a hard rock band, but I mean,
those people are what we call wrong.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, well, they've been so influential with other metal bands. I mean, come on, it's Motorhead.
See, people call Van Halen heavy metal. I call Van Halen hard rock.
Oh yeah, Van Halen's definitely rock.
I don't even think Lemmy likes to refer to Motorhead as heavy metal. I think he likes to refer to it as rock and roll. Maybe
Same with Ozzy. Ozzy doesn't call him what he does heavy metal.
Yeah.
But,
well, see,
he's one of the founding fathers, pretty much.
Yeah, but see, when Black Sabbath came out, there was no heavy metal.
True.
So
right on.
They didn't call themselves heavy metal because that didn't exist at the time. They were just like.
Yeah, but he still says that to this day, though. Really.
Yeah, I know. But he's Ozzy and he's set in his ways.
That's true, I suppose.
Yeah, I like it. I don't like it as much as you guys, but I like it. I know, right?
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I know, I'm going to have to be wrong on this one. 8.5, though. So it's still an awesome song.
All right, 8.5. All right, well, that was wrong. Yeah. Let's go on to Angel Witch.
And mysteriously, Dreadwind disappears from the next Hangar 18 as he is
right.
by
What the hell happened to that guy? All right. Angel Witch with their song "Angel of Death." Band was formed in London in 1977. This is the title track off their 1980 album. And first thing I got to say here, I like the name of the song for some reason. I'm just strangely compelled to like that name of the song.
I had a feeling you would like this one. Yeah.
Seems like it just has a great ring to it. You know, Angel of Death.
I mean, it just slays, you know?
Yeah, it kind of does slay. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
My notes are has evil guitar and drum opening. I mean, that sounds evil as fuck right off the rip there.
Yeah.
Very demonic sounding. I don't know why I decided to say evil and then demonic sounding like right after that. Apparently, double evil. It's evil squared. The one part that I kind of have to dig in a little bit is in some parts the vocals were kind of weak. Mainly in like the verses, not so much the chorus. The chorus is okay, but the verses he kind of like weaked out a little bit. But the lyrics were great. And again, it's the name of a Slayer song. So that's a point in its favor right there. It's also been covered by Exodus on their Blood In, Blood Out album. That's really all I got to say about it. I mean, it's a pretty good song. I give it an 8.0. We'll go with Dreadwood first on this one.
Yeah, Angel Witch was actually originally called Lucifer.
I like that.
And then that band ended up breaking up, and the remaining members of that band formed Angel Witch, and they went on from there.
It almost sounds like a Danzig song, you know?
I picked up a little bit of Slayer in there with some of the guitar riffs.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's got a great song structure just overall, and the riffs really flow well into each other. Where they switch from one riff to another. It just flows really, really nice, and it's got a real good solo to it. Cool guitar intro. I really, really liked it. I give it an 8.5.
8.5, all right.
Seems to be a common theme here.
Yeah, I'll be damned. Okay, James, go ahead. Angel Witch, Angel of Death.
Okay, so I'm actually not too familiar with Angel Witch. I've heard of them before, but I've never actually went and listened to their music. And I gotta say, I was actually very impressed by this. Like Dan said, the opening and the song were very evil sounding, and I liked that. And I was pretty impressed. So 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. All right, 2 8s and 8.5.
8 dead angels out of 10. There you go.
8 dead angels out of 10. I like that. Was it Dreadwind that picked that?
Yeah, that was my pick.
I
really think
right twice today, I guess.
Yeah, every now and then. I really think they would have done more if they would have stayed together. They broke up not long after this album came out, and they just,
really.
Oh yeah, a lot of those new wave bands, like they had like 1 or 2 albums and then they broke up. So
yeah.
And some of them had like 100
or they get to the 90s and then they just stop.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance.
Yeah.
It's the title track off their 1982 album. They were formed in Birmingham, England in 1969.
Birmingham.
Obviously, my very first note is Halford is strong on vocals. I mean, the man can sing. I mean, I'm not even really a big fan of that style of singing, but he can do it well. When I listen to this song, like that main guitar riff that they have, I think of like people just going down the highway on motorcycles. Like that's what it makes me think of, which is probably intentional, I'm sure.
Yes.
They have what I love about this song is they have solos in it, but the solos kind of sound like to me like dueling guitar solos. Like the one guitar does da 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 da, and the other guitar goes da 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 da. It's just obviously that was a horrible paraphrasing of it, but yeah, I was fucking close. Fuck it. All right, so yeah, there's that, and also the which I don't know if you've noticed here, but James is using the cover for Screaming for Vengeance for his picture there. And
wait, you mean it's not Metallica?
I know
it's
not. Yeah, it's not even Korn, but
no Korn.
No Korn. And there is an actual piece of artwork that I love to tie into the Transformers, right? It has Laserbeak as the cover for Screaming for Vengeance.
Oh yeah,
which is fucking awesome. And
don't they have that on a shirt? I want to get that.
On what?
Don't they have that on a shirt? I want to get.
I think so. Yeah, I think they do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If they don't, they need to.
This is and again, I'm not even that big of a Judas Priest fan, but even I have to give this a 9.5 because it's an amazing song on an amazing album. I mean, a pivotal heavy metal album. It's like this is one of those albums like Master of Puppets that you just have to own. And I own it through my wife, but I own it. And again, I'm not a big Judas Priest fan, but I love this song. So again, 9.5. And we'll go to James first. Go ahead.
All right. I absolutely hate Judas Priest. I can't stand them.
Yes, right.
One thing, I think they need to be
tell.
wiped off the face of the planet. No, but seriously, name on Hangouts. Okay, it's inspired by this album for one thing. My goddamn profile picture is this album. I dig this album. I don't know how much more clear I can make that. I love this album, and more so, I love this song. It's just amazing. It's headbang speed metal majesty is what it is. It's God. It's 15 Screaming Hellions out of 5. I mean, yeah, out of 5. Yeah, yeah.
I like that. I think that's now the highest rating we've ever had.
It is. I think it
it takes over the 12 severed heads we had last week, I think.
15
I like
Hellions Screaming Vengeance out of 5. There you
All right,
go.
that's like, what's 300%? Yeah, they did pretty good on that. Dreadwind, go ahead.
What else can be said? It's classic Judas Priest. This is, like you said, if you wanted to give an example to someone who's never heard Judas Priest before, this would be pretty much the perfect album to.
Yes.
Oh, definitely. What was their other like super duper high level album that they had?
Painkiller?
Yeah,
Like,
Painkiller.
By high, what do you mean?
I
It's
think
very
you meant-
successful and very well known. It's Painkiller.
Right.
Defenders of the Faith is also extremely good for anyone listening, if you haven't heard for some reason.
We're done now, Dreadwind, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, you got Halford really hitting the high notes in this song. Awesome guitar, which is just so typical for Judas Priest. Awesome guitar work all the way through. Solos, just if you're a fan of guitar solos, definitely want to listen to this. It's not my favorite song off of this particular album. I think probably Electric Eye is my favorite one off this album.
Yes.
But still, you gotta give this one. I give it a 9. It's Judas Priest. Come on, man.
All right. So 9, 9.5, and a 15 out of 5. All right.
That whole album is like almost perfect.
Yeah. All right. So
It's insane.
moving on to our next band, another little known band called Iron Maiden, and formed in London in 1975. And this is off of their Killers album from 1981. And the song was called Wrathchild. Wrathchild. All right. They have great bass throughout the entire song. I mean, that bass line is right there the entire time. The song is very short, and what might be jarring for some people is that the fact that you have Paul Di'Anno on vocals.
Yep.
It's definitely not. I can't believe I just drew a fucking blank on his name. Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah.
And here's the one that Dreadwind might like. 6 Feet Under covered this song on Maximum Violence.
Oh, I'll have to go check that one out right now.
It's a great album. I mean, cover the album is like a dude with a skull bust open with his brain peeling out, right?
Wrathchild.
I actually think you would like that cover. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have on it. It's got a great bass throughout. Definitely can tell the difference in vocals, and I give it a 9. Although the one thing I do want to say is I have like a whole bunch of like Iron Maiden Eddie toys for some reason, and like some of the McFarlane stuff, and I have a Killers one, and like it's got just Eddie standing there with the axe, just like on the cover of Killers, right?
Yeah.
The only problem with it is like it has this like thing that slips into the back of it, and it like comes up and it makes the logo for Iron Maiden over it's like this clear plastic circle and it says Iron Maiden, right? That's a pain in the ass to like keep up there. But other than that, I like toys and Iron Maiden, so there you go. I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway, I just wanted to brag about having some Iron Maiden toys. I have a Trooper one too, and I have like a one that stands like 3 feet tall, Eddie.
Dude,
It's cool. Yeah.
we saw
All
a
right,
really
we'll go
cool
to
Eddie at
we'll go to
Toys R Us the
first
other
song.
day. Oh, sorry.
So what you're saying is you don't like Iron Maiden at all?
No, I kind of did Iron Maiden. Kind of. I even have like I have like this shirt. It's like from when I don't know where the fuck I got it, but it's from their Scandinavian tour. It's got like all the Scandinavian tour dates on the back, and then on the front it's got Viking Eddie.
Cool.
Yeah, it's bad
Dude,
as
you'll have to
fuck. I
send
don't
a
even know where the
picture
fuck
of
I got it, because obviously I
Sounds
didn't go to like Norway to watch a Maiden show. Go ahead, Drebin.
Okay, so Iron Maiden, I think this is actually the last album with that particular singer right before they got Bruce Dickinson.
Thank God they
Yeah.
did too.
Yeah, he's not bad, but it's just, you know, there's a clear
Bruce
difference
Dickinson?
in quality between the two vocal styles. It's got an awesome bass intro, awesome guitar work all the way through. At one point, I wrote this down. He doesn't sound like this throughout the entire song, but there's one little part where the way he was singing it, he sounded like Dr. Teeth from the Muppets.
Oh, nice. Muppets reference. Dr. Teeth. What was the name of his band? Dr. Teeth and the something band.
The Electric Mayhem.
There you go.
Yeah.
Animal
Yeah.
on drums and everything.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it's still a good song. I really liked it. I give it an 8.0.
8.0. All right. We'll go to James. Go ahead.
All right. Well, first of all, I just want to say that I really dig Paul Di'Anno as a vocalist. I think he's great. I also think Bruce Dickinson is great. Don't get me wrong, but I believe Paul Di'Anno has held up a little bit better than Bruce has. You know, touring, I guess, wore his voice down. But I really dig this album and I love this song. Yeah. Let me see here. What would I give it? I didn't write this down. I didn't write down numbers. 9 Eddies out of 10. There you go.
9 Eddies out of 10. So you got a 9, 9, and an 8.
Yep.
9, 9,
That's
8.
not bad.
8,
Like I said,
9.
I think who picked Angel of Death?
I did.
Did I ask you that just like a second ago?
Yeah, you did.
See what we was talking about having
Yes.
forgetting
I
things?
I picked this one too, the Wrathchild one.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
God damn. All right.
I specifically picked this one because I know we were doing new wave of British heavy metal, and this was one of the earlier ones, so that's the reason I picked it, was because it was more
From 81, right? It still counts, right?
right, more from that time rather than the Dickinson era, which was kind of post that.
Right. All right then.
And
Okay.
then I had to go and ruin it all.
That's all right. Let it pass.
Hey,
That's a great album you picked that.
We
All right,
ended on a high note, so it's okay.
Yeah.
All right, our next band is probably one of the most influential bands of all time, and there's no arguing that. They just are. Venom. I mean, this is from their black metal album. I mean, they have an album called Black Metal, and
Yes.
they're very influential in I would say black metal, death metal, and thrash metal.
Mhm.
I mean, hundreds of bands have been influenced by them. Well, all these bands really. They were formed in Newcastle in 1979. It's this song, "Don't Burn the Witch." As soon as I looked at the title of this song, I instantly thought of Monty Python and the Witch sketch from the Holy Grail.
Nice.
You know, or if she weighs the same as a duck, she's made of wood, and therefore, immediately what I thought of, "Don't Burn the Witch." And what the funny part about that whole sketch is, well, the whole sketch is funny, but the best part of that sketch is she actually does weigh the same as the duck. Like, if you look at it, the scales are all balanced. She's like, holy shit, now I gotta get burned. We did do the nose. The nose? All right, I'll stop.
And the hat.
And the
You
hat.
have to stop. Keep going.
All right. So, yeah, it's turned me into a nerd. All
We
right,
could do a whole podcast of just doing quotes from that.
Oh yeah, definitely. That movie especially. That's so great. All right, back to Venom, "Don't Burn the Witch." It has an amazing opening riff. You can definitely hear the Proto-Thrash sound to it. I mean, I can hear hints of Metallica. I can hear hints of Slayer. I can hear hints of Anthrax. I can hear hints of Megadeth in there. Definitely in this song. It's got a great solo. It's got a great outro. And I was looking at their Wikipedia page for this album. 20 different bands have covered songs from this album on their albums. Like they've put them on like B-sides and stuff. That's saying something right there. 20 different bands have covered songs from this. Most of them the title track, but still, that's pretty impressive in my opinion. I give this song a 9.0, and we'll go to James first.
Oh, over to me?
Yeah.
All right. I'd have to say that pretty much out of all the bands on this list, Venom would be the most underrated.
Oh,
I think
definitely.
Venom does not get the credit they deserve. They so many goddamn genres and nearly perfected all of them while forming them, in my opinion. People like to argue that they're not black metal, but guess what? They're fucking wrong. They are black metal. They didn't just invent the term. Right down to satanic imagery and you know, the recording your fucking songs on a Fisher-Price tape deck. But anyway, this is a fantastic song off of, isn't this like their second album?
Yep, second album.
Yeah, second album, Black Metal. This is one of the best songs on that album, which is saying a lot because that album is basically all killer.
Yep.
So yeah, Venom is one of my favorite bands. I don't think they get the credit they deserve. 9.5 goat heads out of 10.
I think one of the lyrics in this song is like, "We're dancing around the pentagram." So yeah, they're kind of subtle too with their imagery.
Well, you look at the album cover,
right? I think Dreadwood was saying something about that the other week too.
I think the goat has a goddamn upside down cross on its head or something.
It might.
So if you don't know what you're getting into before,
well, the
you might be blind. I don't know.
Yeah, there's Satan sandwiches with Satan filling.
Right. Yeah.
Dreadwing, go ahead. What do you think of Venom? Don't Burn the Witch.
Yeah, just to piggyback on that, it's, you know, the studio quality, it definitely is not there compared to some of these other bands. But at the same token, in what, 1980?
Yeah.
Right?
82 is when they released. Yeah.
82. Okay, but between 80 and 82, not a lot of major record companies are going to sign a band with that kind of imagery.
Right.
You know, so they kind of took what they could, and you have to take that in consideration, and with the quality.
Especially with wasn't it like Tipper Gore that was doing all this like bullshit about censorship and stuff? Yeah,
and they were even trying to get rid of D&D, the game.
Yeah, right.
Dungeons and Dragons. You know, trying to say that was satanic, some sort of satanic cult ritual thing.
Now, don't get me wrong. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since 1983, and I worship Satan, but I'm just not everybody's.
It's not everybody's cup of tea, you know. Sacrificing goats to them every week is, you know,
it's messy. Go ahead, Dreadwing. Sorry.
It smells.
So, yeah, we'll have to send you a formula for how to clean that up and everything. Anyway, yeah, evil sounding guitar intros, solid guitar riffs. The vocals at about 2 minutes were really cool. I thought, I don't know what he did, but he just did something different there. Solo wasn't bad. Again, they're hugely influential. They're not exactly my cup of tea, but they're still awesome. I give it an 8.0.
An 8.0.
To back up that whole low recording thing, I also think it plays into the atmosphere of the album.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. It definitely sounds like some cultists are doing it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it wouldn't sound the same if it was on a high production quality.
Yeah, if it was like super bright, I can get right where you're coming from.
That's a valid point. Yeah.
Although if it was to come out with like a remastered version, I'd definitely pick it up.
And that's one of the cornerstones of black metal in general. So I mean,
definitely
they started a whole genre on that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. So moving on to the band Blitzkrieg, and they did the song Blitzkrieg, which Metallica is quite fond of opening, or covering. But in this case, I picked the song Inferno, just because it's not Blitzkrieg playing Blitzkrieg. I think we already did Blitzkrieg on our Alien show that got wiped out. Yeah, I think. They're formed in Leicester, Leicester, something like that. Leicester, somewhere in England, 1980.
Something Chester, so you know they're English.
Right. Yeah, right. Or Ham or Shire. It's from their neat compilation Lead Weight from 1981. It's got 3 songs on it, I think. And like right from their opening, you can hear the Metallica right in their opening, right? And yes, I know Metallica came after them, but like you can definitely hear hints of Metallica in their opening.
They inspired that sound.
Definitely.
Is what you're saying,
The vocals are a bit washed out, but they're pretty strong. You got Brian Ross on vocals, who's like a pretty legendary guy there. He kind of sounds like Jim Morrison a little bit in this song, I think. They got a great tempo change to the song, and it's not Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg's a better song. Well, I still like this one too. And at the very end, they have like this little speed up that they do for the outro. I really like that, so I give this one an 8.5 Dreadwind.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's got a real killer guitar riff for the intro. The only thing I don't like about this song is he does those screeching vocals here and there. Like the intro, he tries to do that really loud scream, and then he does it one or two more times later on in the song, where it's just this screech that just he does it like 2 or 3 times in the song.
He doesn't do it that well though.
It's just it would be so much better without that. It doesn't need it. You know, he's got a really good normal voice when he's singing the rest of the song. He doesn't need those, couple of screeches that he puts in there. But it's just the guitars are awesome all the way through. It's a great song. It's not Blitzkrieg, like you said, the song Blitzkrieg, but it's still a really good song. I really dug it. I give this one a 9.0.
9.8, you outscored me. See, this is why we keep Dreadwind around for the guitar criticism, because Dreadwind in his vocal criticism, he just don't get it. He just doesn't like Chris Barnes. He doesn't like this guy. So
he doesn't like the songs.
Yeah, no. Dreadwind doesn't exactly well. All right. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, leave it to Thundercracker to introduce me to another band that I haven't heard before.
Oh man, you ever heard Blitzkrieg?
I haven't, man.
They're
I've
so
heard their
great.
name before. I was impressed. Other than
watch the History Channel for any period of time to hear the name.
like what Dreadwind said though, I think this guy has a better voice for like not screeching. I like screaming vocals. If Judas Priest wasn't any indication, but I don't think this guy's got it for that. I think his normal singing voice is. But
he's definitely no Rob Halford.
Oh yeah, no. Well,
yeah.
You aren't Rob Halford, and even Tim Rip Owens isn't Rob Halford. Anyway, I really liked it. Good first impressions. Let's see here.
Somebody found that amusing.
I'll be here all week. But 7.5, I don't know, Blitzwings out of 10.
7.5 Blitzwings out of 10. Zone defense.
7.5 zone defense.
All right.
That episode was awesome.
We're heading into the I know it's so awful. I love how shooting the scoreboard changes the score. All right.
It's a football out of his tank.
Right. Yeah. It's all right. So moving on to going into our final stretch here. Saxon, the power and the glory. They were formed in South Yorkshire, 1977. This is the title track of their 1983 album. They have released, I counted, 21 studio albums. That is a lot of albums.
Yes. Yes, they have.
Absolutely amazing 1980s style opening riff. It's got a badass bass line. The lead singer, he's got these white pants on in the video, and then he's got a bullet belt. I mean, that's you can't go wrong there. You got white spandex pants and a bullet belt. What else can you have? Cowboy boots?
Damn straight.
Quintessentially 1980s video, which I got kind of distracted on that, I gotta admit. I was like, holy shit, look at these guys. They're like Rat, if Rat could actually play their instruments. The outro was a little bit too long for my taste. They spent like too long trying to like draw out that outro. So I give this a 7.5. I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite of this list. We'll go to James next.
All right. Yeah, Saxon. If you haven't heard of them, just stop listening.
Right.
But this is one of their better songs in my opinion. Off one of my favorite albums of theirs. But I want to say they did album. I don't know the year of it. I think it's called Heavy Metal Thunder. and this is on there, and it's all of their re-recordings of their songs on that album are fantastic. If you are a Saxon fan, if you haven't heard that album, you need to go hear it because it's fantastic. They've held up. They've really held up over the years. But yeah, Saxon 9. I don't know, 9 Biff Byfords out of 10.
What?
I'm running out of ideas.
I like it.
And yes, out of 10. There you go.
That was so great. All right, Drewin, go ahead with Saxon Power and the Glory.
Yeah, Saxon, like Venom, another hugely influential band from that time. I know a lot of bands refer to Saxon as being one of their influences. And like you, I kind of got really distracted with the video. I don't have a lot of notes on the song itself. Because what the hell were they wearing at the beginning?
They were wearing the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fuck the 90s making it.
Very typical low budget 80s video, and it was like, all right, we got $50 to make this video. Let's go.
Let's do some high kicks. They spent 25 of that on Aquanet.
Right.
Yeah, and hairspray and shit.
It was it just me, or did those outfits look like homemade versions of Ghostbusters uniforms?
Yeah, they did.
I was like, are they busting some ghosts in here? What is going on?
Hey,
that would be awesome. Dude, the Ghostbusters remake should have been that.
Agreed.
Instead of
way
yeah,
better
right,
than
one.
the Melissa McCarthy.
I would have went and saw that movie like 10 times in the theaters, all right?
I gotta say, I probably would have.
Instead of some washed up Saturday Night Live actresses.
Yeah.
We're trying to do.
So you got the low budget costumes and the crotch shots and the tight pants and spandex. It's all in there, you know. But behind all of that, the song's actually really good. I just don't have any notes on it, so I give it an 8.0 on this
8.0.
one.
All right. Our next band is Tank, cause Tank, and I picked this one. And really, the only reason I picked Tank is because like all the like quintessential NWO BHM bands were already taken. So I was like, well, Tank is not on here, so I'll pick a Tank song.
Well, that and Brawl threatened your life if you did.
Yeah, that's true. That's also true.
So
you
gotta listen to him.
Yeah, he's got a pretty. I almost said he has a pretty cannon, and that would have sounded really bad.
He has a very nice cannon.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, they were formed in London in 1980, and this is off of their 1982 album "Filth Hounds of Hades." Well, that's an excellent name for an album. That could be a Guar album. My very first note is their bassist is their singer, which that's awesome. It has this like weird tribal opening, which they stretched a little too long for my taste. I mean, it was like almost a minute of that.
Yeah.
But it's got a badass riff, like when they finally get going, and they almost sound like punk. Like it sounds like well polished punk to me.
Yeah, that's the impression that I got too.
Yeah, they definitely they sound kind of punky because they're like loose and they have that like almost punky vocals. And my last note is their album cover is amazing. I mean, it could be a giant patch on the back of a denim jacket easily.
Yeah.
So I give it a 7.5, Shell Shock by Tank. And we'll go to Dreadwin first on this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, my first notes too were the chanting thing was just way too long at 45. I think it was 45 seconds is what it ran. But yeah, I could have totally done without that. Again, not many notes on this one because to me they sounded exactly like Motorhead.
That's what,
like the punkier Motorhead.
That's what happened to bassists.
Like when it started.
Yeah, like I could totally hear Lemmy singing this song and Motorhead doing it. I mean, the music was just it sounded like a ripoff of Motorhead to me.
Hey, you want to say one more thing? You know who else is a great singing bassist?
Peter Steele.
Kronos.
Yes, but also
I think Kronos is the bassist.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, he should do a song called "Angel of Death."
He should. That'd be awesome.
You should get on that with him. You know, I know you're like personal friends with him. Give him a call.
I wish. Really do.
Didn't you meet him outside of a club? Oh no, wait, that wasn't you, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't. Shut up, goddamn.
I thought you guys were fighting time traveling dinosaurs together, or did I hear you wrong?
What?
That silence is very reassuring.
All right, we got way off track there. Let's go.
Okay. 7.5.
All right, James, tank, shell shock.
All right. So to beat a dead horse even deader, that intro sucked. That intro was crap. But you take that intro out, and you got a really good song.
Agreed.
I did get a very punk vibe from it.
Yeah.
And this is another band that yet again I've never listened to. So thank you very much, Thundercracker, for introducing me.
That's what we do here on Hangar 18. We opened up metal minds.
Yeah, apparently. But I did get like kind of reminded me of, I want to say it was like the Ramones a little bit.
A little bit. Yep.
Yeah, a little bit. But I don't know. Let me see. I didn't write down numbers, so it takes me a little bit to formulate a score. 8.5 time traveling dinosaurs out of 10. There you go.
Nice. All right, and finally, our last song happened to just be 2 Iron Maiden songs. So yeah, they were still formed in London in 1985, and this is from their Somewhere in Time album, 1986, and the song was called "Caught Somewhere in Time," and the album cover to this song is amazing.
It's
right?
the best thing ever. No,
It
you're
is-
wrong.
it is
It's the best
so
thing.
It is so great. Like me and my buddy Lucas, we used to sit up in his attic bedroom, and we would get really high and just look at this album cover for like hours. Okay.
Dude, I am Eddie.
Yeah, right.
I am Eddie. I am somewhere in time.
Yeah, dude, look at his legs. But anyway, he definitely works out in that one too, right? So he's got the quads to prove it. Instantly recognizable guitar right off the rip. Instantly recognizable guitar. Again, I wrote down great album art. The bass is amazing. The solos are mind-blowingly awesome. I mean, just I can't even begin to describe. They're just amazing solos. The drums are like a jackhammer, just like pounding drums, and the vocals are amazing. This song is a masterpiece, in my opinion. And I believe Alexander the Great is on that album, Somewhere in Time, which I always love that intro that they do. Alexander, my son, ask for thyself another kingdom, for that which I leave is too small for thee. And they fucking tear it the fuck up.
Yep.
But back to this song, masterpiece, another 10. And we'll go to James first on this one.
This was Iron Maiden at their peak for me.
Yeah.
I don't think they really were that good after Fear of the Dark. I think everything after that kind of sucked. That's just my opinion. But I love this album and I love this song. It's probably my favorite Iron Maiden song, actually. And it's based off of Blade Runner.
Nice. Did you pick this?
Oh.
Yeah, I picked it.
Okay.
And Blade Runner just happens to be one of my favorite movies.
That's a badass movie.
Yeah. But like Thundercracker said, man, just amazing everything. And Bruce Dickinson's vocals were on point here. Yeah, fantastic song. 10 Harrison Fords out of 10. So yeah.
Don't freeze us in carbonite here, Redwing. Go ahead.
This is just all right. This was my very first Iron Maiden album. This was the first Iron Maiden. This was my introduction to Iron Maiden. Was this album?
This was like their 6th album, maybe something like that.
Yeah. Well, I was a little late to the game, but yeah, love this song, love this album. The guitar melody, the intro is awesome. It's got the driving bass line, which is so typical of Iron Maiden. That's just awesome. Good tempo changes, outstanding. I mean, outstanding guitar work. You can't say enough about the guitar work. You know, iconic vocals. It's a tad long, but it's Iron Maiden. They can get away with it.
Definitely.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
10, 10, 10.
Yes.
I believe that might be our first perfect ever.
Because
if it's not erased the one
it
before.
deserves the 10s.
Right. Okay. All right. So that wraps up our reviews of some songs from new wave of British heavy metal. And again, these songs, if you like heavy metal, you should know these songs because these are all pretty much where your songs that you like came from.
Yep.
So yeah, there's that. So now we're gonna go ahead and go into concert stories, and I'm going to go first because I'm awesome. And my concert story is about a band called Metallica, and I went to go watch them.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Mine. The same buddy who I used to look at the Somewhere in Time CD, I might look at it. And we went to Riverbend Arena, and we were watching Metallica, right? And I forget what song they were on, but I had to go to the restroom so badly I couldn't hold it anymore. I wanted to hold it the entire time because Metallica was awesome. This is back before they like threw in shitty songs like 2x4 and stuff. But I was like, all right, I gotta go to the bathroom, right? So I go to the bathroom, and I notice there's a big, huge, long line. And I'm like, okay. So I will go around to this other bathroom, and it's a line shorter. I'm waiting in this line. I finally get up to where like there's like urinals and whatnot, and there's a guy, a big fat guy, and he's laying down on the floor of the restroom, and he has no shirt on. He's laying on the floor of the restroom, and he is in a giant puddle of piss.
Ew.
Dude, you found Jim Sterling?
Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
This is the best part. Is it like other guys? I don't know if this is the best part. I don't know if I should say that. This is probably the most disgusting. Other guys were peeing on him because they thought it was funny. The guy, he was obviously like zoned out on some kind of drugs or beer or both, because it didn't affect him at all. There would just be like these rivulets of piss just running down his big fat belly. And it was one of the most heinous sights I've ever seen in my life. The dude just laying in like probably an inch deep puddle of piss.
Yeah.
So that's my my concert story. Hope that brightened everybody's day.
Carnival game you got going on there.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck? So
Remind me not to go to a concert with you. Jeez.
well, just don't pass out is the idea. I didn't pee on the guy. I just went ahead and peed in the urinal, right? Like a normal human being.
Dude, when Metallica played that song "Hit the Lights," man, he took it literally.
He definitely did. That's awesome. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to James' your concert story. Go ahead.
Okay, so
And don't tell me you were the guy from the van last week.
I was the van actually.
Oh, you okay? All right. All right.
No, but I've only been to one concert in my life, and it comes back to the topic at hand. It was Def Leppard, and it was in I want to say it was the Greensboro Coliseum. It was Def Leppard and Tesla, and I actually got a Tesla shirt out of it.
Nice.
It's an awesome shirt. But
did they play Signs?
I went there. Tesla, we got there late.
Yeah. Oh.
I bet you Def Leppard played Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Yeah.
Is that Def Leppard?
Yeah.
Yes, that's Def Leppard.
Okay.
They put on an amazing show, but you look around in the crowd, and it was very obviously a bunch of middle-aged people that smelled Budweiser.
Watch it.
Watch it. Yeah, all right. And they had a lot of them had brought their kids along, and they were just kind of running around. So it was a little underwhelming to be seeing Def Leppard and having a whole bunch of little shits running around the Coliseum.
Nice.
And it was very obvious that they they just brought their kids along and they have no idea who it was. But anyway, they put on a fantastic show.
Yeah, a lot of those cock rock bands, like I call them cock rock, glam rock, whatever you want to call it. A lot of those bands, I've definitely heard from a lot of people that they put on amazing shows.
Yeah, they did. They had a slideshow going on behind them of like photographs of like their younger days and stuff.
Hey, isn't one of their songs photographed?
Yes, and I believe it was playing while Photograph was
on. Fancy.
So, it might be a bit of a theme going on there, but I don't know. I think it's pretty fantastic that they had that one-armed drummer guy. I don't know his name.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
overcome something like that. Definitely.
Yeah, but getting to see him live, that was fantastic. He still got it. They've all still got it actually. which
Alright.
is surprising for a glam rock band. But yeah, pretty cool for a good first concert.
Oh yeah.
Not
Hey,
bad.
man, you know the one dude, the dude, what's his chops from Poison?
I'm sorry.
Brett Michaels or
Yeah, Brett
the
Michaels.
you talking
Brett
about?
Michaels. That guy I've heard also is like pretty musically talented too, despite Poison. Anyway.
Yeah.
The more correct term that I should have used for middle-aged people, I should have said rednecks.
Oh,
They were
okay,
mostly rednecks.
that'll work.
Gotcha.
But it was Greensboro, so I guess.
Dreadwin, your concert story for the week.
Well, this isn't the one I was going to tell, but speaking of that era of bands back in the late '90s,
Are you gonna tell your Wham story?
no, this is not my Wham story.
Okay.
No, back in the late '90s, I got to see Warrant when Janie Lane was still alive. Warrant,
Dude.
Slaughter, and Quiet Riot. And
Dude.
Warrant of the Cherry Pie Band, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And let me tell you, that was a great show.
Yeah.
Warrant came on and really put on a good show, but I was really impressed with Slaughter. That dude can sing like nobody's business. I mean, you talk about we talked about Halford having very powerful vocals, and you don't get a sense of it on the CD, but when you see him live, very powerful singer. I mean, he just got out there and belted it and just nailed it, and it was really good. I was really impressed with that show and that performance. So yeah, that was a cool show.
All right. Can't believe we had 2 cock rock stories this week. That's crazy.
I can tell you the actual story I was going to tell.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So for a little while, I was I had some friends that were in a local band at one point, and I used to go with them to their shows and just support them and watch them and everything. And at one point, I was actually running sound for them for this one particular show, and there was some really tiny club in New Orleans that they were playing at. So we go in there, and they're set up, and the way the club was set up was, you walk in the front door, and the stage is kind of off to the left, and then the bar is straight ahead, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of sideways. But what really stunk was their soundboard was not in the middle where it's supposed to be. Their soundboard was on the side of the stage behind the bar.
Oh, that's handy.
So yeah, so every adjustment that I had to make, I had to go behind the bar. Now we're talking on the side of the stage behind the speakers, so I can't hear what the speakers are doing, right? Make an adjustment, walk all the way down the length of the bar to go back around to the front to see if it's how it sounds, and then come back all the way back around and make an adjustment on the board again. It was horribly hell. Yeah.
That's called metal aerobics right there.
I know. Yeah. That's done. So I do not recommend playing there. I don't remember the name of the place.
Probably something with like an EUAX in it or something.
Probably so.
From New Orleans. All right. I think that about wraps it up for our New Wave of British Heavy Metal show. And I want to thank James, our special guest this week, for coming up with the idea. All right.
Happy to be on.
And just I'll sign off here. If you happen to be in the Columbus metropolitan area and you want to go to the Columbus Expo Center, the Louse Building, the Columbus Toy Show is going to be on Sunday, and I will be there as Cobra Trooper. And
how many conventions do you guys have up there?
Lots.
Yeah, seriously.
Wow, you're like every week you're at a new one.
God damn.
There's probably a bunch of conventions down there where you're at too, but just like they're just not the big ones, right?
No, I mean we have conventions, but they're like once every 6 months.
You have we hate them damn Yankees conventions. All right. So anyway, yeah, Columbus Toy Show. I'll be there. It's from 9 to 3, I believe, on Sunday. And I'll be there as Cobra Trooper, so you can get your picture taken. You can get a Cobra card, etc. And there will be a Cobra Viper there, and the Baroness will be there too.
Cobra pen.
So yeah, that's me. I'm signing off. And James, go ahead.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. It was a blast.
Hey, no problem. It was actually really fun.
Sure.
Yeah, it was.
You say that like it's a surprise.
Yeah, I know. We thought it was going to suck.
I thought we were going to sit around and just. Okay, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, I had a great time. Yeah, thank you for having me on.
All right, Dreadwin.
This is Electric Ellie. I'm signing off.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a great time. Always fun. Catch y'all next week.
All right, we're out.